Salmon fishing is an exciting activity that requires patience. Salmon usually live in large rivers and streams with clean water and strong currents. To catch salmon, people often use methods such as fishing or net fishing. In fishing, people often use long fishing rods, accompanied by artificial bait or natural bait. Artificial bait is often imitation bait, bright in color and similar in shape to the small fish that salmon like. The fishing rod must be of suitable length and equipped with a strong fishing line, because salmon are very strong and can pull hard when hooked. In addition, when fishing for salmon, people also need to pay attention to the time of year. Salmon often migrate from the sea to rivers to spawn in spring or autumn, so the migration season is the ideal time to catch salmon. However, salmon fishing also needs to comply with environmental protection and natural resource regulations, avoiding overfishing that affects the development of this fish species. Another method is to use nets to catch salmon. Often applied when salmon congregate in spawning areas. Fishermen will cast nets in areas where salmon frequently pass through, making it easy to harvest a large amount of fish. Whether fishing or using nets, salmon fishing requires participants to have a good understanding of the migration and reproduction habits of this fish species to both achieve high efficiency and protect valuable natural resources. In addition to fishing and net methods, salmon fishing also incorporates modern technology. Some fishermen use positioning devices and sonar to find the location of salmon schools in rivers or seas. These devices help identify salmon migration areas, thereby improving fishing efficiency. In addition, salmon fishing also involves sustainable conservation strategies. Local organizations and authorities regularly monitor and issue regulations on the size of salmon allowed to be caught, as well as the fishing season. This is to ensure a balance in the ecosystem, allowing salmon to reproduce and develop naturally, avoiding extinction. Some areas have a program to release salmon into the wild after being caught. Hooked salmon will be freed and released back into the river if they are eligible to live. In order to maintain biodiversity in the ecosystem, applying these measures helps salmon resources to always be maintained and developed sustainably. Although salmon fishing can bring high economic benefits, it also requires great understanding and responsibility from fishermen and the community. They need to comply with regulations to protect resources and work to maintain the sustainability of this fish species, so that future generations can continue to enjoy delicious salmon and protect the natural ecosystem. In addition, salmon fishing also has a major impact on the economies of many countries, especially those with strong salmon fishing industries such as Canada, Norway, and the United States. Salmon is not only consumed domestically but also exported to international markets, contributing significantly to the income of fishermen and food processing industries. However, the strong development of this fishing industry also means that strict control measures are needed to avoid overexploitation leading to resource depletion. An indispensable factor in protecting salmon is the conservation of their spawning areas. Rivers and streams where salmon spawn are very sensitive to pollution and overexploitation activities, such as building hydroelectric dams or logging. Therefore, maintaining and protecting these areas is extremely important for salmon to be able to reproduce and survive in the long term. Environmental restoration projects and the creation of ecological corridors for migratory salmon have been implemented in many places. In addition to nature conservation measures, public education about the importance of salmon and measures to protect this resource is also essential. Raising awareness among people and fishermen about the impact of fishing activities and protecting resources will contribute to reducing overexploitation, thereby maintaining the sustainable development of this fish species. Finally, the combination of technological measures. Environmental protection and public education will help the salmon fishing industry become a sustainable economic model, both benefiting people and protecting biodiversity and natural ecosystems. To achieve sustainable development in the salmon fishing industry, it is also necessary to consider factors such as climate change and human impact on the environment. Water temperature, rainfall and extreme weather events can affect salmon migration, changing their migration routes and timing. Without timely response measures, salmon may have difficulty finding suitable breeding habitats, affecting the growth and development of this species. Current scientific research is focusing on understanding the effects of climate change on salmon, thereby providing scientific solutions to support the conservation process. Monitoring changes in salmon habitat and migration using tracking devices and biotechnology is one of the solutions applied to be able to intervene promptly, ensuring that salmon resources are not seriously depleted. In addition, the salmon farming industry is also growing strongly as an alternative to wild fishing. Salmon farming in a controlled environment not only helps to reduce pressure on wild salmon populations but also creates a stable food source for the market. However, salmon farming also faces challenges such as protecting fish health in the farming environment, managing waste from farms, and preventing the development of infectious diseases. Therefore, sustainable salmon farming development requires strict control and the application of environmentally friendly farming methods. In short, for salmon fishing to become a sustainable activity, it is necessary to combine not only reasonable fishing methods but also a combination of science, technology, environmental protection and strict management policies. Only then can salmon survive in the wild for a long time. And the salmon fishing and farming industry will thrive without harming the ecosystem and precious natural resources. Another important factor in ensuring sustainability in salmon fishing and aquaculture is international cooperation. Salmon are migratory fish that can move across different regions, so the protection and management of this resource cannot be left to a single country or region. Countries involved in the salmon industry need to cooperate closely in managing fishing areas, protecting salmon habitats, and harmonizing fishing and conservation regulations. A typical example is the cooperation between the Nordic coastal countries of Norway, Sweden and Denmark in managing salmon populations in the North Atlantic region. International organizations such as the Atlantic Salmon Management Organization, ICCAT, also play an important role in developing global management policies to protect salmon and other migratory fish species. This helps create a comprehensive management system that reduces overfishing and promotes the recovery of salmon populations. In addition, the involvement of local communities in salmon protection is also extremely important. Local fishermen, who live near salmon spawning areas. Can become natural monitors, helping to detect and stop illegal fishing activities. At the same time, they also need financial and technical support to implement sustainable fishing methods and apply conservation techniques. To build a sustainable development model for the salmon fishing industry, governments also need to have policies that support and encourage research and development of resource protection technologies, as well as promote education programs and raise public awareness about the importance of conserving salmon and other aquatic species. These activities not only bring economic benefits but also help protect ecosystems and maintain the abundance of natural resources. Ultimately, only when the whole society, from governments to fishermen and the international community, work together can the salmon fishing industry develop sustainably, ensuring that this resource is preserved for future generations. In addition to protection and management policies, another important factor is to encourage the development of responsible salmon fishing and farming models. Smart salmon farming models. Applying modern technology such as closed-sea cage farming systems or raising salmon in aquaculture farms can help minimize negative impacts on the environment, while improving production efficiency. One of the notable methods today is the application of recirculating water systems, RAS, in salmon farming. This method helps control water quality and limit discharges to the environment, while saving water and energy. Raising salmon in a closed environment also helps limit the spread of disease and reduces risks to wild salmon populations. Although the initial costs of these systems are quite high, they bring long-term benefits in terms of protecting the environment and creating a high-quality product. In addition, research on salmon feed is also progressing strongly. Replacing wild fish feed ingredients with alternative ingredients such as algae, insects or agricultural products reduces pressure on natural resources and improves the sustainability of the salmon farming industry. New feed processing technologies also help reduce negative impacts on the environment and improve fish health. Contributing to the creation of safe and high-quality salmon products for consumers. To maintain and develop these models, investment in research and development is very important. Research institutions, universities and startups in the seafood industry need to collaborate to develop new technologies and share knowledge and experience in applying conservation methods, improving product quality and minimizing negative impacts on the environment. Ultimately, protecting salmon and the salmon industry cannot be achieved without the participation of consumers. Choosing sustainably farmed and caught salmon products will motivate producers and fishermen to switch to environmentally friendly production models. Certifications such as MSC, Marine Stewardship Council, for sustainably caught salmon products, or ASC, Aquaculture Stewardship Council, for sustainably farmed salmon products will help consumers easily identify and choose products with clear origins. Protecting natural resources and the environment. In short, sustainable salmon fishing and farming is not only the responsibility of one country, but requires global cooperation from organizations, scientists, fishermen, communities and consumers when all these factors are combined in a harmonious and effective way. The salmon industry can develop sustainably, bringing long-term benefits to both people and nature. To continue to develop a sustainable salmon industry, another important factor is the promotion of strict legal policies and regulations. National governments need to develop clear regulations on catch limits, farming volumes, product quality and environmental protection requirements. These regulations not only help maintain a balance between consumption demand and the ability to regenerate resources, but also encourage businesses in the seafood industry to adopt environmentally friendly production methods. Regular inspection and monitoring mechanisms need to be implemented to ensure that salmon fishing and farming activities comply with environmental protection standards and maintain resources. Certifications and assessments such as MSC and ASC sustainability certifications can play an important role in encouraging producers to take measures to protect natural resources, while providing consumers with reliable information about the origin of the products they buy. Another factor that needs to be emphasized is the transfer and sharing of technology between countries and regions. Countries that are leaders in salmon farming and conservation can share their experiences, technologies and best practices with other countries, especially developing countries where the aquaculture industry is growing rapidly. Adopting advanced technology can not only improve productivity but also help reduce negative impacts on the environment and ensure product quality. On the other hand, public education and awareness raising about the importance of salmon conservation are also essential. Awareness campaigns can help consumers become more aware of the benefits of choosing sustainable salmon products. At the same time, educating fishermen and industry stakeholders about sustainable fishing and farming methods will help minimize negative impacts and create a favorable environment for salmon to thrive in the wild. In addition, initiatives to encourage ecological restoration, such as releasing salmon back into the wild after fishing or farming, should also be continued and expanded. Programs to restore rivers and streams where salmon spawn, reforestation and watershed protection will play an important role in protecting salmon habitats. These efforts will not only benefit salmon, but also help protect other species and maintain biodiversity in aquatic ecosystems. Finally, to implement all these measures, effective coordination and cooperation between stakeholders from government, international organizations, businesses, researchers, communities and consumers are needed. Only when all these factors work together can the salmon fishing and aquaculture industry be sustainable, protect natural resources and benefit all stakeholders in addition to conservation and sustainable development efforts. Increasing the value of salmon products is also an important factor for the industry to develop more strongly. To increase the value of salmon products, producers can invest in processing ready-made products, such as smoked salmon, canned salmon or other ready-made dishes. This not only helps increase economic value but also expands the consumption market, meeting the diverse needs of consumers. At the same time, salmon products can also be developed into functional products with high nutritional value, serving the increasing health needs of the community. Salmon is rich in omega-3, protein and vitamins that are beneficial to health, and when processed properly, can become a nutritious food source for many different customers. Protecting and developing a sustainable salmon industry can also contribute to creating new job opportunities and promoting local economic development. Coastal communities, where salmon is a major source of livelihood.